What up, though? Uh, got a quick live going on. I'm gonna try to cover as much as this as I can inside of an hour. Do y'all remember I was telling y'all about Mag Bit of Truth? Well, I happened to find a video that complimented my subject matter yesterday, and he hit it at an angle that I didn't really I caught, but I didn't really put a magnifying glass on it. So what I want to do here this morning is I want to put a magnifying glass on the fact that you're in a war and don't even know it. Hey, OTS, thanks for stopping through, mama. Imagine that, being in a war and not even having a clue that you're in a war. Mm-hmm. Christ Gospel. I'm about to rock you to sleep again, Christ Gospel. I'm gonna rock you to sleep, dog, with these truths. Oh yeah, most definitely. See, the fact of the matter is, I pointed out how the LGBTQ announced the war, and I was telling you guys how your government is at war with you. You didn't know that, right? You up tonight? All right, all right. I'm up too, man. I just woke up probably about 4 hours ago. You understand? Just ate me something. I'm up for a while, man. Yep, I got the same time zone you on. 3:52. Over there listening to my girl Cookie, man. You know, I had to push it back a little bit. She do throw my name up to be a nice size content creator. She throw me up, you know what I'm saying? And mad love to her for that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just dig her because she got a interesting mind. Her looks is a bonus, you know. She got a crazy interesting mind. And I love that. She loved truth too, so but yeah, and see, I want to point out this morning how they tell you you are the enemy, you are the problem. And Mag right here, his type of teaching is very insulting, which I find hypnotizing to me. When he put me up on things I didn't really pay attention to from certain angles, I love him pointing out the fact that I was stupid for not seeing it, because I feel like that too. If it don't apply, let it fly. You know what I'm saying? But if it do apply, you gotta put on the big boy pants or the big girl skirt, as a woman, and you gotta wear that, boy. All right, you gotta wear. But yeah, y'all, I want to put y'all up on this, so I want y'all to please listen. I'm gonna stop it in increments so that we can fully grasp what he say and make sure everybody hear what he say. And my panel is always open, especially to my supporters. I am the brokest man in Detroit. I do welcome donations. For my Christ followers, I ask for prayers because I trust that you're trying to keep to Christ's to his recommendations as good as possible. So I know that God will hear your prayers. But to you guys that don't subscribe to a God, if you like this content, hit my cash out. All right. It's just that simple. But for the most part, y'all, for the 98% bracket part. I love doing this. I love pointing things out. Okay? Especially the things that's right in our face. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let Mag play, right? And then I'm gonna bring back up a clip I played for y'all with what's his name, Bill Gates. I want y'all to hear these people tell us that we are the problem. And they say it, they say it so when y'all hear it, y'all gonna know what it is.
Mag on again, late night rant. Now we go discuss this so-called code red right here for humanity. As you can see, UN basically come out with this right here, talking about a climate change report. We go get into it and break it down. Because I already told the masses, you don't make nothing. You don't make cars. You don't have no chemical plants. You don't run none of those. Why is they talking about code red for humanity? You didn't have nothing to do with global warming. If there's such thing, it's a fucking hoax. We gonna get into that and break it down, and I'm gonna show you some things. Make it run.
A code red for humanity. Tonight we begin with the wake-up call from the United Nations on what they call the unequivocal impact humans are having on our planet.
Yeah, that humans, they're talking about the regular people. You never understand. They blame us for everything. We don't create nothing in this world. None of that. They're the one who do it, and now they're telling us about global warming. What the fuck they want us to do? It's a bullshit, people, and it's a big old agenda they got for the masses.
Once in a decade climate report is out today, and with it comes a warning about what could happen if humans do not aggressively change.
You hear that? If humans don't aggressively change, what could happen? Wow.
It's the world's most expansive report yet into climate change, and there's no sugarcoating it. The UN report.
And don't worry about it. This shit that they show you right here is a fucking fake shit. That's what you need to understand. Nothing about global warming is real. All fake shit they give
says
us.
at this point we are not able to stop global warming for at least 30 years. Okay. Essentially, a hotter future is already locked in.
You hear that? A hotter future is already locked in, people. And I already show you, they tell you China have a sun that 10 times hotter than the regular sun. They're the one who eat up the earth. And as far as these wildfire, they're the one who said it. And we go get into that. And I'm going to show you in a little bit. Make it run.
Extreme weather events like devastating fires, historic flooding, and extreme heat are all more common.
So all of that shit is the same global warming. Flooding, extreme cold, extreme hot. No, people, it's bullshit. It's 100% bullshit. When the time gets too cold, they say it's global warming. It is a hoax.
The report's authors are essentially setting the world's leaders up.
You see what they're showing you right here? None of the regular people own these shit right here. It's the same world government that tell you about the global warming. Own them. What you think?
I know wake-up call, curb emissions and dramatically reduce consumption. We'll face a world that is
funding a lot of people.
So let's stop right there, y'all. Let's understand what's being said to us right there. Humans have to change. And see what Mag is pointing out, how these people, and he about to point out something hell of a for y'all now, but these people own all the industries. They own all the desired specifications to so-called do harm to the earth, which my argument, y'all, is ain't nothing a human can do to the earth. If the earth feel threatened in any type of way by anything, the earth gets rid of it, just like your body gets rid of things that doesn't agree with it. Any foreign thing that doesn't agree with it. So they talk about carbon emissions. Do you know that the trees eat carbon? Plant life eats carbon. In turn, gives out oxygen. Okay. Let's continue.
People don't understand. I keep telling you, I did a whole live show and show you about these cars. Why you think they're making them, people? They're the one who making more cars than human beings. For what reason? You still have the 2019 car still on the lot, ain't sell yet. and you still make a 2020 and then a 2021. Come on, people, they already start making 2022 cars. Why, people? How would they do that? Wow, you never understand. They're the one who doing it, and then they're gonna blame it on the masses.
Mentally different. Around the world, fire crews are battling fires tonight on a nearly unprecedented scale.
Wow.
If seeing is believing, many are getting a first-hand look at a worse
Seeing is believing, and the only place you're gonna see it where? On the Line-ass network, the news.
case scenario for the future. But the report concludes there is still time to change.
Yes, it's time to
Maggie
change.
Rowley
Listen.
reports from Greece.
Listen, let's see.
Code red for humanity. A dire warning tonight from the United Nations about our
dire
planet's
warning, people. The United Nations, the same fuckers who running the earth, people. What we got to do with it? Why they warning us? It's a scare tactics. Just wake up.
scenes more reminiscent of horror movies now playing out right before our eyes.
Very, very problem. My island is on fire.
Wow.
This is Greece in 2021. Turkey, California, China, Germany. A brand new once in a...
They're the one who doing it, people. They make rain and everything. What you can't understand, they're doing it, people. What you can't get, they create the rain and they set fires. That's what you need to get.
Decade report from the UN is incredibly clear. We are altering our planet.
We
The
are
report detailing how
our
climate
planet.
change is making extreme weather worse in every region of the
You
globe.
see it, people?
Hotter heat waves, heavier rain, more extreme droughts.
You hear that, people? How can you get heavy rain and then extreme drought? I must be the smartest man in the world. Why nobody can look in this shit? It's dumb, people. I don't care what you say. You have no brain if you believe them. Extreme drought, extreme flooded, and now you're gonna get extreme heat, and the last winter you get extreme cold. What a dumb shit caused by the same global warming. How you gonna correct that then? If everything in reverse is bullshit.
Infernos. You can hear the crackle of these flames. The fire.
You believe this, people? I don't know why the world gone dumb. You see this? And everybody mad at the mag for doing these videos. I can't help myself. It's too fucking stupid for people to slide by this. You believe that this is burning grass and bush right there and this fucker standing right in it? You gotta be stupid, people. Look, the whole place is burning. Do you understand what the heat gonna be like? It would have melt up this fucker right here in a mass. Have the mask on as well. How hot could it be, people? It's bullshit. How can you believe this shit? Standing in the middle of the hellfire and bringing you the news. The fucking cameraman there with equipment and everything. He can stand that heat and they're standing in it. Dumb on.
They're just ripping through
Dumb
the
the
underbrush
fuck
here. Look
on.
at that.
And how the fuck you get to walk in the fire? There's a tree burning down right there. It could fall on you. It is bullshit, people. Where you come from? It is trash. You can't believe TV. That's what sell you the fucking pandemic. Are you dumb?
Climbing up that
Wow,
tree,
look at it. She walking in the fire. Oh my goodness, I'm done. I'm done, people. Wow, look at this shit right here. Just a show for the people. That's fireman hose right there. Wow, that look like somebody watering their lawn, people. This is garbage. 100% trash.
Sorry, y'all. Sorry. Sorry, y'all. Thanks, Christ Council. I just got a whole rant on y'all. Let me get back to it. When you people ask, well, how is this fake? And we can clearly see her in the midst of a fire. Well, see, in these days and times, guys, we have something called a green screen. And these things have been in existence for a lot of years, but now it's privy to individuals, of a lesser class. And we can do this in our homes if we want to. But she has access to a whole studio. So they have the power to make it look realer than real. Pay attention to these things. Pay attention to this little water hose of this dude that's out here fighting forest fires. Just pay attention to what's going on, because they put it in our face, and they don't put it in our face because they slip up. They put it in our face because they know that they have to take a cord, or should I say, record, whether we listen to them or pay attention to what's going on. And nobody question this little stuff right here we seeing. Nobody question it. It's nothing. Yeah, that little hose out there in the middle of a hellfire.
You see the bend in the hose? It show you that the water is not pumping that hard. Nobody's dumb over here. You see this? That's not a fireman hose. In one of the worst fire you ever see, you bring this alarm hose. Get out of here. Get out of
Here
here.
in Greece, the fire is trying to slide.
Greece, you see Greece right there. They all a part of the fuckery. That's a big old cross right there, people. You see it? All of them is involved in the devil ideology.
Fire is trying to slide in bloodshot, ominous red, forcing residents out
all
of
of
the
that
island
shit.
of Evia, making conditions all the more difficult for the crews desperately trying to help them to safety.
Wow. Nothing but
I'm
bullshit.
trying to leave my family behind. The great wildfires have been raging for more than a week. Neighboring Turkey finally got most of
So
it.
you believe these people, they can make it rain, but they don't make it rain where the fucking fire at? Do you believe that, people? They don't make it rain where the drought at. Why not? Wow.
Fire that have been
Hashtag
going on
heart.
for nearly 2 weeks, killing at least 8. And it's all across our globe. Extreme weather of seemingly fatal culprits.
People, what you have to understand, flooding been going on forever. They can go back and tell you, oh, the last time we have a flood this big is in 18 such and such. And the global warming is still the same. It never changed. It give you the same kind of weather. Come on, people, it is bullshit. They can tell you that they can go back another year and tell you how hot it was back in the past, people. So if it's global warming from way back in the 1800s when you have the heat record, how the fuck it didn't get worse? This is bullshit. And even when they tell you about these so-called heat waves, they still tell you don't take the record yet, people. Don't be dumb.
Portions, now a painful new normal.
Firefighters have been working in this area
See,
just a few days ago.
There you go,
They've already
people.
moved
More
on
people walking in the fire. It is garbage.
to other areas now. You can see obviously the fire is starting again here.
Of course, it's
There are at
starting
least
again. Look at this.
93 active wildfires burning
93 is according.
in Siberia.
Look at this
Over
shit right here,
2.8
people.
active
What
wildfires.
is they doing right here, people? What is he doing? He's the one who's setting the fire. That's what you need to understand. That's not water.
93 active
Is that water he's spraying on it? That little thing on his back? Is that you come to fight fire with? I don't think so, people. They're the one who's setting the fire. Don't be stupid.
fires burning in Siberia. Over 2.8 million acres destroyed.
Wow.
Some villages in the region
Wow.
evacuated. In America's West, record heat, drought, and strong winds speeding blazes like the
No, but where the blaze come from? Just stop being stupid, man. You're talking about heat and the wind flew the fire, but what fire? Where's the fire come from? It just appear because the place so hot? Come on, people, it's
fire
bullshit.
up in Northern California. Now, the largest singular fire in the state's history.
Wow, you see?
It's a level ghost town out here. The surrounding area is still
It's
threatened.
fake, people. The background is a fakery. That's what you need to know. All news reporter is fakers.
The air difficult to breathe.
Okay. So what they claim is that situations in some areas get so hot, right, that fire just erupt, right? See, I came up in the hood, and there's been vacant houses. There've been lots, trees, what have you, grass, scorched by the sun. In my 44 years of living, I've never just seen a fire appear because the sun burnt the trees or the grass. But for whatever reason, this is their reason for these fires showing up in California and overseas on this amount of a scale, because it got so hot that the fire, it just caught fire. Now, I'm going to let y'all meditate on that right quick. Meditate on that. If anybody ever had that situation happen, put it in the chat for me. Have you ever seen in some of the dustiest, most toe up, wood exposed type of areas, seen it get so hot that the sun just catch the trees and the vacant houses and grass on fire?
To breathe because of the multiple hazards, officials say it could be weeks before families are allowed to return.
Wow.
The 8 largest fires in California have all occurred in the past 4 years.
Wow.
Unprecedented 116-degree heat in the Pacific Northwest and all-time record highs in Canada, causing hundreds of deaths earlier this summer.
Wow.
And if it's not record heat and fires, it's flooding. Yet again, Venice's iconic St. Mark's Square covered in water far
You
earlier.
see, people, why is this happening and drought on the next side? Is it because of global warming? Ask yourself that, man. Use your common sense. I ain't doing nothing but waking you up so you can use your common sense. I'm not the enemies here. I'm not the enemy. You understand that? Pay attention right here. Why would it be flooding right here in Italy and somewhere else don't get a drop of rain? They call it drought. Why, people? Is it because of global warming? Nobody doing so much? It know where to put the drought and know where to put the water? No, people, it's trash. The whole thing is made up. They got a big old agenda coming in the name of global warming.
In the year than normal. These horrifying scenes from China. Commuters trapped in chest-deep water in train cars. Streets transformed into rivers after record rainfall in the center of the country.
How high was the water up here?
I was in Germany just 3 weeks ago, the site of devastating floods after a once-in-1,000-year rainstorm killed at least 100.
Once in 1,000-year rainfall. They're trying to tell you that 1,000 years ago, they have a rainfall like this. Did they call it global warming 1,000 years ago? I already told you, people, they're full of shit.
60 people.
That's a good question, ain't it?
They're the one who killed them.
Don't expect people to die in a flood in Germany.
Why
Buildings
not?
in this medieval
Why not? Everything is possible now. I'll tell you that right now.
That's a good ass
Don't be
question.
sitting so.
That they say once in every 1,000 years, right? So why? See, this is what I'm telling y'all. Y'all got to pay attention to. This is a prime example of how you play in somebody's face. Prime example right here, y'all. They attributed this to global warming, correct? And then they tell you in the same breath that this is a 1 in every 1,000-year storm. Drink a big cup of that. Let it marinate on you for a second. And holler back at me after you thought about that.
Some place be like, no, it don't flood right here. Oh, no, hurricane don't come here. Oh, we don't have earthquake right here. You better wake up. In this new world order, anything can happen anywhere. It kind of prove to you, if you have brain, that is them doing it. Just wake up.
around since before the 15th century, were once thought to be able to stand the test
Go back.
before the
You
15th.
see that? That's the Freemason eagle right there. That's what it's there for, people. All of them is the same. They're tied to the Freemasonry.
18th century were once thought to be able to stand the test of time, now potentially destroyed by one flood.
From floods that wipe out entire towns to fires that leave forests and homes burned, covered in ash, still smoldering. These extreme, once-in-a-lifetime, unprecedented events are now becoming common, and scientists all point to one
You
thing.
hear that, people? Scientists, the fuckers that brainwashing in everything. Every fucking major psyop, there is a scientist at the head of it. You see that? Scientists telling you about this global warming. Of course, that's what they're doing. Brainwashing the dumb people.
Climate change.
It is indisputable that human activities are causing climate change and making extreme weather events more frequent and severe. Second, it shows that climate change is affecting every region on our planet.
The UN's report confirming in the strongest language ever that the world is warming at a rate unprecedented in the last.
You hear that they mention warming. It's warming, people. The whole problem that they have is the earth is warming. Wow. So the heat rise. Remember these people, the heat rise and turn into clouds. Remember that shit. Supposedly the heat gonna rise and the moisture gonna become rain. Why is so hot in these places and no rainfall? Does that make sense, people? Where's the heat go? You know, rise and become precipitation and fall like rain? This is bullshit right here.
Years. And the report says we, humans, are to blame.
Humans is to be blamed. And you see what they show you? Trash on the ground. Oh.
Stop right there. Y'all hear that? You're under attack. And you didn't even have the clue. Well, look, a lot of you guys agree with them. And yeah, it's mainly due to a nice heaping scoop of brainwashing. But a lot of people agree with them. And then, they go from global warming to blaming you for it. And look what they show. Look, the first thing they show y'all. Bottles that people use, and that's over there on the side of the road. You to blame. You the cause. They coming for your life, man. I'm not saying this. They saying this. If they saying you the cause of it, what you think they trying to convey? What message you think they trying to give? I'm sorry if I'm being too direct. My mistake for being too accurate. My mistake on hearing what these people saying, despite nobody else hearing this. Well, nobody except, Mag, Bitter Truth, and a lot of people that frequent his channel. Not too many people giving a damn about these people blaming you for the ills of the world, which it's the ills that they tell you wrong with the world. Ain't nothing wrong with the world. Ain't nothing wrong with the world. Now, a thing he pointed out, these people have access. They've created a system where they can create storms. You know how they used to say the Indians used to do the rain dance? Well, they created instruments and they have them installed all around the world. They can literally create storms, monsoons. They was accused of doing it and admitted to it in Vietnam. This is nothing new, family. So you ask the question, well, if it's droughts and these guys know how to create rain, wouldn't it make sense to make it rain where there's a drought? Wouldn't it make sense to make it storm where these big ass fires is at? And if you want any proof of that, y'all can just type up HARP. I put it in the chat. Hashtag HAARP. You want any proof of that? Because there's actual proof of it. So you ask the question like, wow, if they can do this, why all the dramatics? Why all the dramatics? Why not just boom, do this, that, and the other, and put it to sleep? The dramatics is they're trying to tell you something. They're trying to convey a message to you. You understand? The message is you are the problem. Yeah, not the people that own the blocks and blocks and miles of industrial, poisonous factories and car manufacturers and paints, and not the people that own those things. Us normal people that uses the products that these people make. We're the problem, not the people that make these products for us to use. We are the problem. That's why this video, this commentary on this news broadcast goes from the flood to the humans being the problem of global warming.
All the fuck trash on the ground had something to do with the earth eating up people. I can't hear you. I show you this is a hoax, man. I said, why is these bottles on the ground, these dirty stuff, these trash, change the fucking global warming? Why would it turn heat? Why would this turn heat right here on the ground? Is that real? No, people, it's just scare tactics again. Just remember, I tell you, a big old scare tactics come with this one right here, the global warming bullshit.
Humans are to blame. Our actions have us at the breaking
Our
point.
actions, we don't make the plastic bottle. You think a regular person making plastic bottles and put water in them? Wow.
If we meet the goals of the Paris Climate Agreement to limit warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius.
Wow. Wow, they know exactly how much they're gonna reduce it to people. That tell you they're full of shit. Wow. We're not dealing with dummies here, man. Are we? Come on, man. So they know exactly the temperature that they're gonna drop it to people? Wow. 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 So what you telling the people to do after you sell them all of these fucking cars? What you want them to do? What? Just buy them and just keep them at home? And don't drive them? What is the problem? I don't get it, people. This is dumb.
I see legal Paris Agreement, we try to keep warming below that level.
Well, how?
That looks like a pretty big challenge at this point.
Some impacts of climate change.
People, and I show you with the fireworks that they have every fucking minute. Every time they come up with another holiday, 4th of July, yes, New Year's Eve, and they let off all those fucking bombs that they show you that you need to let off for Independence and New Year's. You see that, people? Did you get it or not? It take 3 days, people, no lie, for the smoke to clear. I never see that in my life. I think it's because of the pandemic and people feel like, yeah, we locked up and we kind of in a little bondage. Let's just go fireworks. People spend millions and billions of dollars on that firework shit. You understand? Just to set off the money and watch it burn. They set off all those fucking bombs in the sky and the smoke stay there for over 3 days. Fog up the whole place, people. They never say a word. They never say a word about global warming no more. You don't believe me? There was real fog sitting there for days. Nobody saying nothing about global warming. But here we go, people. Your car gonna make the world flood. What a dumb shit, people.
And now, irreversible.
Wow.
Our behavior has altered our oceans,
Our
changed
behavior.
our planet's glaciers.
Look, people, it is bullshit, and I already told you. If anything that you see frozen right there was water before, and if it was water before, and now it's frozen, what the fuck is the problem? It never flooded before, right there. Why it gonna flood when this ice melt? Are you dumb or what, people? It is garbage. 100% trash. Don't buy
Greenland,
into
the
it.
amount of ice that melted in the space of 1 day in July, could cover the entire state
It's
of.
bullshit, people. And if you notice, you can see rocks beneath the white because it is frozen mountain, not ice. Nobody's stupid. And that's not the Antarctic. This is Alaska right there. they went and take these frozen mountain right next to the fucking frozen water and fooling the dumb
Around
masses.
2 inches of water. And no
There you
matter
go.
what we do, the
Look
ice
at this
melt.
right here. What gonna happen? What gonna happen if this ice melts? You gotta flood the whole wide world? The people dumb on earth, man. I told you, you're stupid.
And no matter what we do, the ice melt is going to continue and get worse.
Wow.
Changes in ice sheets,
Wow.
ocean temperature, and
Wow.
acidification.
So that's the ice that keeping the temperature cool? This is bullshit, people. You don't understand how what, people? You believe that that's the ice that keeping the whole wide world cool? Wow, this is a joke, man.
Continuing for
This is a
centuries to
real
thousands
joke.
of years.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, people. Even though it's hot right now, no lie, where I'm at. I've been in some year where the temperature is every single day. It's 100 and change, 100 plus. I don't see that no more. All I see is 90s and 90s and 90s. Not one time this year it hit 100, people. And the same thing last year. No 100-degree in the whole fucking summer. Do you believe that? And some 7 years ago or some 5, 7 years ago back, we can remember the place is 100 and change every day. Steam coming out of the earth. Not even at night it didn't cool down. So it's not getting worse, people. It's bullshit. They're brainwashing you. You better wake up.
Meaning that they are irreversible in our lifetime
Irreversible
and
is
will
bullshit.
continue for generations to come.
The report
Bullshit.
concluding sea level rise may be one of the single biggest
It's
problems.
bullshit, people. Bam! The single biggest problem is sea level rise, and I can debunk that bullshit. You hear me? There's no sea level gonna rise. What's wrong with the people? You're dumb or what? The only thing you're gonna see is surge from the sea. The sea do have surge. When the sea basically rise up a little bit and you get all waves coming in. That's not everyday shit. Do you understand that? The people need to wake up. Don't make them fool you talking about the sea gonna rise enough to cover the earth, the whole wide earth. It's bullshit, people. Are you dumb? What kind of ice is that holding up the whole wide world? It is trash. And it's way in Antarctica where nobody can see. Nobody ever see that fucking place. Do you know if it even exists? The people is just stupid. You're gonna take a big old hoax from somewhere that don't exist. Do you believe that the Antarctica that they're showing you right here with ice, do you really do believe it exists? You better wake your ass up. Why the fuck you can't go there? What's up with the Antarctic Treaty where 52 countries signed it that they're not gonna go right here? They don't want nobody there because it's a part of the so-called environment, delicate part of the environment, and it's responsible for the world, basically the world basically holding up. You understand right here? It is a fucking hoax. Don't believe nothing from there. Tell them that you take a flight and go see this place. Told you you're full of shit.
The rest of the 21st century.
You can't fool everybody. Get out of here.
Stop the increase in warming. You're going to still see melting for decades to come.
What's different about this report? Well, just how confident scientists are about the conclusions.
I guess it's the melted ice caused this fucking flood. How did the melted ice got something to do with the flood, people? How is the melted ice got something to do with this fucking fire? It is bullshit.
This report was produced by over 200 scientists from 65
And
countries.
they're all full of shit. There's no scientist that you should trust. They're all full of shit. 200, that's 2-1. Just remember that. And of course, they mentioned the 9/11 coding. That's how they do it.
100 scientists from 65 countries.
65 is
They worked for 3 years together to assess huge amounts of scientific information, over 14,000 studies and research papers.
Data over the past 8 years has the scientific community more confident than ever.
Look what they're doing. Of course, they're confident. Look what they're doing to make sure that it is the ice melting and gonna cause global warming. Pay attention
For
right
that
here.
humans are the cause of what's
Humans
happening
are
to
the
our
cause.
planet.
Who you call
But it doesn't
human?
have to be this way. Global warming is
Look, people,
expected.
they're showing you bottles. They're showing you this right here. I told you, this is dumb right here, man. So the solar panel, remember, you can't pay for this fucking shit right here to run your whole house. And they gotta.
So y'all heard that part. Humans are the problem. And they do it all the time, y'all. They do it all the time. They blame humans, not corporations, not big business. They blaming normal people for using the products that they manufacture.
You got a new thing they call Generic that they basically using solar panel to run your home for backup generator, and they tell you can't use it for long. Why not? Why you can't just tell electric man, hey, I don't need you no more and run your home off this? I told you already the earth is designed just like that, people. Why you think they're giving you that gas? Where it come from? They're the one who make it. The people not understand. They make the gas and they give you all those cars where the gas have to run off. How much electric car you have? You know, Tesla. And I already told you there's not enough charging board for that shit. You can't drive it too far away from your home. You got limited range. You might run out of fucking electric and just stop on you. You understand? That's how it is. So I'm saying why they can't make a proper electric car? Because they wanted to use the gas and then they're blaming you. What a dumb shit.
In the coming decades, it's not too late to change trends if humanity changes behaviors now.
Humanity changes behavior.
We can't undo the mistakes of the past. This generation can make the systemic changes that will stop the planet.
Just because you don't have solar panel at your home, all of a sudden you're causing global warming.
Help everyone adapt to the
you need to stop drive car and ride bikes. Is this dumb people? How they gonna do this? And they're selling all these cars. Why they doing this, people? They're in backwards. Can you see it or what? Who making cars, man? Somebody please tell me. You think it's a regular people? They're like, yeah, I could make a car. Why not? Somebody could make up, can put this shit together, a regular person, and be like, yeah, I can make a car, design a car, but where you gonna go with it? You see any new cars on the market? It's the same old fucking cars, the label, the same name, the same brand. A car's been around forever. Do you believe that, people? Where is the new brand of cars? It's the same people making them. Just remember that shit. Just give them different names.
And create.
Look at this.
A world of peace.
Yeah, you can't have this in the city. You can't have this in the city. In city limit, you have to live in the country to even use a wind turbine. Who made those laws? Same people who scream global warming. You see it, people, they're full of shit.
A world of peace, prosperity, and equity.
It's bullshit.
Climate change is here now. But we are also here now. And if we don't act,
they're full of shit. And I'm gonna tell you something. You can't make house out of board, sticks. You remember the story with the so-called what they were saying, the bears in the home? You can't make your home out of sticks, man. Are you kidding me, man? The wolf gonna blow it down. They're the one who tell you that story, people. You can't make these homes, man, other than plaster polish. You sheetrock, people. Sheetrock and sticks. I can't believe they do that, man. Of course, a little tornado passed through. You rock the whole thing like a bowl of rubbish. This is a joke. It can't be lost on the sticks. Wow.
A call to action tonight from the United Nations. Megan joins us now from Greece. And Megan, as we saw in your piece, you've been in 2 disaster zones just in the past few weeks there in Greece and, of course, the flooding in Germany. These extreme weather events taking such an emotional toll on these communities. How are people that you're talking to responding to it all?
How are they going to respond?
Lindsay, emotional is the perfect word to describe it. No matter where we are, we always hear the same thing. People tell us they're exhausted, they're lonely, and they're scared. Here in Greece, people are tired. They're exhausted. The players here on this island alone.
This is bullshit, people. Move. First, let me show you something right here. Hold on. Now, this right here, as you can see, they're the one who set the fire. Are the people stupid? You believe that this blazing fire going on and you doing this right here? They're the one who set the fire. Just remember that shit. And then they come and show this big old CGI fire on TV. Show you houses and cars and everything burning. Like people is that dumb to sit there and let a fire come and catch them. Didn't even get a chance to drive away their fucking car. What a dumb shit for the people. Look at this. They're the one who set the fire right there. And then they scream global warming and fooling the people. You see that big fire that they left behind? That's what they do. You better wake up. There's no fucking real fire. No real wildfire out here in California. It's just a show they putting on for the masses. They're the one who set the fucking fire and tell you it's just nature. Global warming. What a dumb shit. Look at this. Why is he doing this shit right here? Setting the whole fucking place ablaze. And he did it from all the way over there. As you could see it burning. Why they're doing this? They're the one who set the fire. Bam. Hold on. Hold on.
For 2.5 million years,
Wow,
the Earth's
2.5 million years. You're not supposed to take that from no human beings. Are you stupid or what, people? They don't even live to see 100. How can they tell you about 2.5 million years ago? It is bullshit, people. Stop letting them brainwash you.
climate has fluctuated, cycling from ice ages to warmer periods.
See?
But in the last century, the planet's temperature has risen unusually fast, about 1.2 to 1.4 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
Scientists believe it's human activity that's driving
Yeah,
the
that human activity, and it's coming from scientists.
temperatures up, a process known as global warming.
You hear that?
Ever since the Industrial Revolution began,
Listen.
factories, power plants, and eventually cars have burned fossil fuels
Yeah,
such as oil and coal.
Yes, burning fossil fuel, the one they say come from the earth, from bones, people, bones and trees. They're from millions of years ago, and that's where they get fossil fuel from. You believe them? They're full of shit. And I'm gonna ask you again, people, why would they still making cars to use this gas? The one that causing the global warming. There is nothing else can run cars. You better wake your ass up. This is all by design.
Releasing huge amounts of carbon dioxide and other gases into the atmosphere.
All right.
These greenhouse gases trap heat near the Earth through a naturally occurring process called the greenhouse effect.
Bam! That's another thing you need to understand, people. They tell you about a greenhouse effect and they tell you you're living in a fucking spinning ball. How would you come up with a house and a ball? Huh? Is it ball you call a house? Greenhouse effect. So they're trying to tell you that the air that's going around never leave the earth. That means you're in a trap environment. But hold on. The earth made naturally to breathe. That's what you need to understand. Just like you see the seawater active, it's alive. Any dead water gonna stink. And no fish gonna live in there. That's what you need to understand. The sea itself breathing the earth air. That's what you need to understand. The whole earth is breathing. That means this is not possible. So talking about global, talking about green earth effect. Are you kidding me? You think you can run out of oxygen with the AC running in your home? No, people, it is bullshit.
The greenhouse effect begins with the sun and the energy it radiates to the Earth.
You hear that?
The Earth and the atmosphere absorb some of this energy, while the rest is radiated back into space.
You hear that, people? You hear that, people? Some of the air, the heat, radiate to space, but the clouds still float around like you're living in a fucking dome. What I say? The cloud should have gone. Why is the cloud don't go out of space, people? Nobody dumb. It's a spinning ball. It's moving. Why would the cloud line out in the sky, people? Why? Because there's a top.
And with that same logic, this so-called bad air or bad shit that's going on with the air, how don't it escape like the rays or the extra heat that comes from the sun escape? How does it stay put and it don't evaporate or, take the same role as the what the rays do to the earth, and then the extra stuff escapes? How don't the bad stuff that's in the air escape as well? See, understand what they tell you about pollution ain't even real. See, the fact of the matter is the cities create pollution, and they don't create pollution because it's a bad thing. They create pollution to take some of the heat from the sun out of the city. These are facts. These are things that you can go look up for yourself. Pollution is a created thing, not by mistake. It's created on purpose. You understand? When you talk about a city, you talking about a lack of trees. See, in the country, see the trees and stuff take that brute attack. But see, that's absent out of the city. So you have to create something to distract those rays. That's where pollution comes in at. So now you understand that. You can understand that they're lying. If they're lied to you about something like that, how far will they go? And then every time you look up, they're telling you you're the problem. Listen to these people. They not sneaking it. They saying it.
There is a top. That's why the cloud don't rise further than where you see it's at. You understand that, people? Now they're gonna tell you that heat come out, it sit there for a while, and then it come back in, and that's where you get the heat from. You believe that shit? Wow.
Naturally occurring gases in the atmosphere trap some of this energy and reflect it back, warming the Earth.
It's bullshit,
Scientists
people.
now believe that the greenhouse effect is being intensified by the extra greenhouse gases that humans have released.
Wow.
Evidence for global warming includes a recent string of very warm years. Scientists report that 1998 was the warmest year in measured history.
You hear that, people? 1998. And now you have 2021. So what happened? Why is the time 1998 was other than 2000 and 2019? Why? Why is it? Why wasn't this harder? Why are we moving along year to year to year? It is bullshit.
With 2005 coming in second.
You see?
Meanwhile, readings taken from ice cores show that the greenhouse gases carbon dioxide
From ice core, it is bullshit, people. Wake your ass up.
and methane have hit their highest levels in the past 420,000 years.
Of course you know.
Arctic sea ice is also shrinking.
This bullshit or sea
According
ice.
to NASA studies, the extent of Arctic
According to NASA study, and they show you a round ball with a patch of white right
Where
there.
you at,
People,
Christ
why you
Council?
believe this shit? You believe this is real? Everybody dumb on earth. That's why they give you this, man. There's no way out for you. You understand? And I already told you there's no way I can save anybody. I can't save everybody. A lot of people gonna believe this shit right here. The global warming is a big old agenda. They're gonna use it to run a mind game on you. You're gonna buy it.
sea ice has
Yes.
declined about 10% in the last 30 years.
Of course they know.
As long as industrialized nations consume energy
Hear
and
that?
developing countries increase their fossil fuel consumption,
Hear that?
the concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere will continue to rise.
So you wanna tell me that what if tomorrow I wake up and I don't drive my car? What gonna happen? They're gonna stop make gas? The people just stupid, man.
Researchers predict that temperatures will increase about 2 to 10 degrees
Of course
Fahrenheit
you
by
know.
the end of the century.
Of course
What's
you know.
less certain is what rising temperatures mean for the planet. Some climate models predict subtle changes. Others forecast rising sea levels,
You
which
hear
could
that,
flow
people? The rising sea level is bullshit. That's what you need to understand. There's no way the sea level gonna rise. If you notice, if you put down a bucket of water and leave it there for long enough, the water gonna dry the fuck out. You understand that? Yeah, well, the sea's not gonna dry up, but it's also not gonna expand. You understand? Bam.
coastal areas around the world. Weather patterns could change, making hurricanes more frequent.
See?
Severe drought
Why would that have something to do with global warming, people? The fucking hurricane. Why? Wow.
could become more common in
Wow.
warm areas, and species unable to adapt to the changing conditions
Yeah, there you
could
go
face
with the fake
extinction.
polar bear.
Although much
Now,
remains to be
panda.
learned about global warming, many organizations advocate cutting greenhouse gas emissions to reduce the impact of global warming.
Let's listen what
Consumers can help.
what's the solution. Pay attention and see if they're gonna give you one, because it's gonna have something to do with you. You gotta sacrifice. You gotta pull something back, and it's them making all of them shit that you're using.
By saving energy around the house,
You hear that?
switch to
You
compact
hear that, people? I told you. And a lot of people don't have no damn sense, man. What you think this gonna do? What you think? What's the difference between this and the other bulb? What does that do? They tell you reduce you use the current. You think so? It is bullshit, people. So now you have to dig deeper in your pocket to go with this so-called global warming trend. You see that? I told you it was going to cost you.
Fluorescent light bulbs.
There you
And
go.
driving fewer miles in a car each week.
Drive fewer miles. Oh my goodness.
It's time for your daily reminder on the impending apocalypse. I'm sorry if it sounds scary.
They call it apocalypse, people. Pay attention.
That's the intention. The gentle reminders are not scary, but that's the intention. The gentle reminders
That's
are
the
not worked.
intention, to be scary.
Summits have not worked. Maybe scary warnings will. And this one is pretty straightforward.
Listen, y'all.
Our seas are rising, our islands are sinking, and pretty soon entire countries will be extinct.
You hear that, people? Entire countries will be extinct. You believe that, people? Countries gonna disappear underwater because of what? The ice melting at where? Antarctica. Wow, this place is like, I'll tell you, man, this is weird, man. You really believe in that shit, people? It's just like the city of Atlantis. It's not real.
It does not get scarier than this. For most of the world, yesterday's climate report was a warning.
Yes.
Act now or prepare for the worst. But for small island nations, it was a death knell.
Who is they talking to, people? Who is they talking to about act now? Who is they talking to? I'm going to remind you, we don't make no cars. We don't have none of those chemical plants. Who the fuck is they talking to?
It may already be too late to help them. The climate report said we can stop global warming by halting emissions, but experts say sea levels would still rise because climate change is not a switch. Results will take years, if not decades. So island nations across the world are clubbing together and appealing for urgent action. They're represented by the Alliance of Small Island States. There are 39 members, including Singapore.
Of course, it's 39. Coding.
Seychelles, Fiji, Papua New Guinea, Cuba, the Bahamas. These nations are spread all over the planet. And they're on the front lines of climate change. I'll give you the example of Kiribati, a tiny nation in the Pacific. It is made up of 3 archipelagos.
Listen.
The tallest one is just 6 feet over the sea.
Of course, all coding 6 feet over the sea.
Over sea level.
Over sea level.
If the water rises by 3 feet, 2/3 of Kiribati could be submerged.
You hear that?
For these people, climate change is not a conspiracy theory. They see it every day.
It's bullshit, but they see it every day. Nobody live there. It's bullshit. A lot of times they tell you about these little islands. You believe that it exists? Everybody just live in this cloud of fucking deception, man. Don't believe nothing that come from them. Period. Point blank.
Charge floods and hybrid cyclones. So it's time to stop putting a to-do stamp on climate change because the dangers are imminent. Not in some distant future. The United Nations estimates that temperatures will rise.
Look at what they're showing you right here, people. Look at what they're showing you. It's nothing but CGI from NASA. Don't be dumb, people. It is CGI. What is this going on right here? If the sea frozen and then the sea melt, what the fuck gonna happen, people? I already told you, if you have a glass of water and you put some ice in it, once it don't float over, when you put in the ice, when the ice melt, there's no fucking way you're gonna float over. You get it? Just wake your ass up, and the weight of the ice already determined the fucking level of the water. Move.
1.5 degrees Celsius in the next 2 decades. At this rate, seas will rise by half a meter.
Look at what they're showing you from back in the days, people. Look what they're showing you, and even in black and white. Wow, they show you blue right there.
Next 2 decades. At
Now they show you in black and white with ice sitting right there. Oh, with this ice farm, people. Where did it come from? People just stupid on the earth.
Seas will rise by half a meter in this century. I'm talking about a modest scenario. What if things get worse? Then sea levels could rise by up to 2 meters.
So what happened if this piece of ice that's floating right here in the water melt? Because it gonna melt. Because it's sitting in water. It's gonna melt. So when it melt, what gonna happen? New York gonna flood? First of all, you better understand New York water is fake water. That's what you need to know. Some water that they put there. Talking about New York City gonna flood. Yes, and the Hudson. The Hudson's a fake fucking river. 100% in you believe they call it the Hudson River, you believe it's a sea?
The end of this century, that's more than 6 feet.
That
Do you
shit
know what
is
that
not
means?
connected to the
The whole
sea,
of
people.
Kiribati could disappear in this century.
Wow.
Same for the Maldives.
Wow.
All of its coral islands are below
Mhm.
6 feet
Yes,
elevation.
of course. All 6 feet elevation. People, it's bullshit. It's 100% crap. Remember, you're living on a spinning ball. Keep that in mind. The same people right here that's feeding you this garbage. They tell you you're living on a spinning ball, then they're talking about sea level. I should laugh myself to death doing this video, man. Sea level. Why would you mention sea level and you're talking about you're living on a ball? What point on a ball is level, people? Come on. Come on.
They could all disappear in this century. We're talking about millions of people displaced. A new generation of climate refugees.
Wow.
Who will take them
Climate
in?
refugees.
Who will give them jobs and feed them?
Wow.
The
I
fact is,
told you,
climate change is
people.
more expensive than
Mhm.
climate action.
Wow, people. I'm telling you right now, man. Where they going with this fucker right here, I tell you, it's deeper than you think. I know a lot of people sit there be like, nah, I can't do nothing. Wait, people. I think they're going to use the so-called climate change to end the world. I'm going to leave you with that right there. That's what they're doing, people. You're going to see your signs and wonders. You're going to see all these disasters in strange places that you've never seen them before. They're the one who doing it. I'm gone.
Yeah, that part, fam. So concerned with your health. These people blame us as people for the conditions that they say is happening to the earth. Poisoning, the overheating, we're exhausting this, using too much of that. Now, I ask you, if they didn't create these products, put water, drinks inside of containers, would they even be around for people to use? Why, after every house is filled, there's still grocery stores filled to the top? They're blaming normal people for the paradigm that exists. They're blaming us for the world being what the world is, saying that you got more than one person in your family, or should I say one child. Anybody that go like three or better are using too many resources. And I ask you, is it quicker for a person to die or be born? Because as long as it takes people seconds to die, the earth can never be overpopulated. As long as the majority of the world is poor, normal people could never overdo anything because they simply can't afford to do so. We make do with what we got. We can't afford to live in excess, and we don't require it. We just want what we need. Anything else is a bonus. But listen to these people. Bill Gates did it 10 years ago, 13, 11 years ago. He said that the world with the earth was in trouble. And the problem was too many people. He said he used the term overpopulation. And I'm telling you, people, when y'all hear these people, these characters, these talking heads use that kind of language, disassociate whatever else they say after that. Because it's Satan's talk. The talk is satanic. It's a deception. Any kind of deception is Satan's talk. Okay, that's why I don't associate my people with people that's into deception, because I recognize their language. I use the language most of my life. So I recognize the language. And when I recognize the language, I can remember the consequences I had to face using said language, living said language. And I'm here for you, even if I disassociate myself with you. You got any questions about the real reality? I'm here for you. I'm here for you. But see, it's not my stick. I'm not into it. It's a total turnoff. But I want you to understand, even if you got the most kind and peaceful heart in this world, you're being lined up. You're the poster child. And I'm talking to all regular people. You're the reason that the world or the earth is going through its ills that they tell you it's going through. It's a deception. See, God said, be fruitful and become many. Remember, Satan's language is always the opposite of God. God say, be fruitful and become many. Satan say, it's too many people got to die. It's too many people. See, it's the opposite. See, that's why I say, even if you don't believe in the book, get to know the book. Because you're going to find Satan is going to always be the opposite of the best advice. He's always going to be the opposite. And the Bible can show you how being the opposite of perfect, loving advice, where it could have you, where it could put you at. Once again, I don't want to ruffle anybody's feather. I want to get my truth out here. And I just ask you guys just to consider paying attention to certain things, the things I point out, namely. And tell me, don't you see a pattern? Admit that it's something going on, whether you agree with me or not, which you soon will. You soon will. Everybody that pull up on me and listen to me more than several minutes, they're going to get a big taste of everything I'm bringing to you. And you ain't going to even have to wait too long, because they lining you up. I'm showing you how they lining you up. I'm showing you how they disrespecting you, and you don't even see that they disrespecting you. I'm showing you that they at war with you, and you don't even know it. See, you take comments like that as a brush on the shoulder. Yeah, that should be the case if you're talking about me saying this about you. But you have the powers that control the world, the faces of the characters that control the world saying this about you. Not little old me. Not your neighbor. You got the government saying this about you. You're the problem for the forest fires. You're the problem because the world ice caps is melting, as it has been melting since I known about. Melting, refreeze. And you remember how I told you Satan is always the opposite? Check it out. If all this stuff melt, it's going to flood countries. Flooding been going on. But for it to flood a whole country, and she didn't say one, She said countries in plural. Well, that would be making God a lie again, wouldn't it? Pay attention to these demons, man. They tell you who they are. Understand you wasn't given one mouth and two ears for one of the ears to go to waste. Hell, if it help you any, name your ears. Name one the Lone Ranger, name the other one Tonto if you want to. Batman and Robin. Give both them motherfuckers the opportunity to ascertain everything. Shut the one thing, open the two things. Sound easy, but if you my age, you've witnessed by now that it's not easy for the mass majority of us, especially since this internet thing. They put their avatar up there, something mean, something rugged, and they just run their mouth like they king, this and that. But you don't hear me for no reason. You're not going to go to this video and listen for over 10 minutes for no reason. You're going to hear something you need to hear pertaining to the truth. Because that's all I'm bringing to you. Nothing but the truth. Nothing but the truth. You know, I hate that I had to be so direct, but I have to make sure you know who I am. I have to draw my line in the sand. And it'll be real naive for any of you to think that us as human beings haven't and will make mistakes. So let's quit beating up on each other about the mistakes. Let's try to show somebody their mistakes. See if they man or woman enough to stand in it. Then move on. Understand we're at war. And we're not even participating in the war against the enemy. We're going against each other. And if I was your enemy, I would have my feet kicked up and I'd be playing the game. And watch my enemy destroy itself. Not even paying attention to me in the backyard. Smoking one. So just understand, you get the opportunity, check out this video. Know that somebody's waging a war with you. And you've been on the hit list for quite some time. You didn't know it. But every day I get on this platform, I'm going to show you what these people thinking about you. Why they think about you. In what manner. And I'm going to just have you make the decision. How much sense do it make? What you do to these people? Why they want you? Why they want your life? Why they want to make your life miserable? And in turn, you, why we focus on warring with our neighbor rather than me, you, and the neighbor getting together and putting a plan together for the enemy that's been torturing us since we came in this place. Told y'all I just wanted to do something quick. Wanted to put this information out there because it was laying on me. You know, I seen it earlier and I wanted to put it out here. If you like this type of teaching, man, just tell somebody. We far and few, but we can ignite like a bomb and we can spread and just help other people to see things that they don't see. I love y'all. I hope y'all keep it safe. Hope y'all be good. Even the strangers, if you can, if it's in your power. Because it ain't gonna do nothing but come back to you. Peace, y'all.